Oh my god.
I wouldn't worry about it. You're gonna edit a video, right? And
Yeah.
edit everything.
Okay, so starting from the top.
I hold the dairy show, the cheese stands alone.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Maggie from Bilingual MC Trendable. 皆さんこんにちは。バイリンガルアナウンサーのマーガレットです。さあ、今回の動画は、タイトルにもありますように、英語の上達法です。イエーイ！で、今回は一人ではなく、なんとネイティブスピーカーのナミさん、ナミと一緒に皆さんに英語の勉強法、そして日本人がよくしてしまう間違い、ミスをシェアしたいと思います。で、ナミはただのネイティブスピーカーではなく、現在 DMM 英会話というところで英語の先生をしておりまして、初級から上級、いろんな生徒を持っていて、とても人気の先生です。で、ナミはアメリカ出身なんですけども、今タイに住んでいて、ナミ自身もタイ語という第二言語を習得しているという経験があるので、新しい言語を覚える難しさとか楽しさも知っていて、とってもいい先生です。で、今回はその DMM 英会話さんと講師のナミさんの許可のもと撮影をしました。先日撮影もしたんですけども、冒頭でね、ちょっとちらっと流れたと思うんですが、いろんなハプニングがありまして、というのも、私、この DMM 英会話のこの英会話ライブという機能を使うのが初めてだったので、それをね、どうやって撮影しようとかで手こずっておりました。そういう楽しい場面とかも、最後にアップしたいと思うので、ぜひぜひ最後までお楽しみください。それでは、Let's get started! はい、それでは早速ですが DMM 英会話スタートしていきたいと思います。もう残り20秒、レッスン開始まで20秒というところでもうね、緊張しておりますよ。Oh, I'm nervous! どんな感じなんだろう。それでは、いきますか。レッスン開始をクリック。Hi! Hello! My name is Maggie.
Nice to meet you. I'm Nami.
Nice to meet you. It kind of rhymes. Nami, Maggie.
Yes.
So I'm really nervous right now because this is my first time doing this channel.
Don't worry. I'm also nervous. So.
Okay, and excited as well.
Very good.
So I'm a YouTuber and my channel is mainly about English learning. And since I was born and raised in Texas, I was born in Hawaii and then raised in Texas, I try to teach the viewers not to have this English study mind. What do you call it? Those
Very structured.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, is there a method or strategies you use when you were in middle school or in elementary school when you study for vocabulary tests?
Let's see. I think the main thing that most of us would do when we were in middle school is just to memorize, especially for vocabulary.
Yeah.
Like crazy. Because for tests that you would obviously have a certain list of words that you would have to remember the meaning. So we go over it over and over and over again, or make little cards for ourselves. Write the word on one side, write the definition on the other, and then practice with friends. For example, maybe a friend would have the card, the words on one side, definitions on the other. They would say, "What is banana?" Then you would explain what banana is.
Oh, in that language, in English.
Yeah.
Well, I actually used this flashcards like you mentioned. Yeah, when I was in middle school, and that was like the most effective way for me. Like it was like playing games, and it really didn't feel like I was forced to learn new vocabulary. So yeah. Well, something that I noticed is that whenever Japanese learn new vocabulary, they try to put that English word into a specific Japanese word, and well, normally it fits, but sometimes there's a subtle differences, this little nuance that isn't really correct. Like there isn't that exact same term
Right.
in our mother tongue. So I tell my students that they should look up using the English to English dictionary, not the English to Japanese dictionary. But it depends on their age, right?
I guess so. I guess it, yeah. I guess it also would depend on how much English they know already.
Yeah.
But then even sometimes like that technique's really good because I was just thinking about this actually.
Some students are more like technical based, so
Mhm.
certain things would help them more like a read and repeat style.
Oh.
And then other students would prefer, especially if they're children,
Mhm.
image-based things that they can remember visually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you connect the word to the image.
Mhm.
And I also think when you're having fun, even if it doesn't matter your age so much, if you're enjoying your
Mhm.
lesson, you tend to remember more.
Yes, there are a few. I guess one would be grammar, one would be pronunciation. Yes, and the other one, like little article words in
Mhm.
between sentences.
Yeah.
So, for example, like pronunciation, usually the R and L sound,
Yeah.
the V and B sounds sometimes also, but mainly the R and L. And sometimes TH. I almost forgot that one.
TH, yeah.
Yeah, and
That-
yeah. And also the article words like is or the, or words that you put before other words in English, which I know isn't in the Japanese language.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, right. And then past and present
Oh yeah.
tenses,
Those
too.
EDs and stuff.
right? Or which word to use. It can be a lot to remember.
Mhm. Is there something you do or you say or do you usually like give advice like every time they make mistake? Is there something you specifically do?
Not every time, but enough to where they remember that this certain mistake is common. So I'll say it like once or more like twice or three times,
Mhm.
depending on how much it comes up. Also, if it comes to pronunciation,
Mhm.
I will make it very obvious of how I'm moving my mouth and where my tongue is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially if the student wants a lot of corrections and very specific ones.
Mhm.
I try to make it as easy as possible to mimic the sound, and we
Mhm.
go over it together. I listen, like,
Yeah.
usually this, that, and try to be like really encouraging at the same
Uh-huh.
time so they don't feel bad.
I also think the environment is also important when learning a new language because in Japan you obviously don't have this English speaking environment. Everyone's talking to you in Japanese, but you're trying to learn English and use
Yeah,
that language. So you can't really output what you input.
right.
Do you have any recommendations on that?
Right. So a small technique, I guess, would be this is also what I did when I was learning Thai too,
Mhm.
where you have to kind of sort of train yourself to think in English or the language that you're trying to learn, even though it's probably difficult because you're not using that language all the time.
Mhm.
But even as simple as like looking at your laptop, and instead of thinking, for me, it would be laptop,
Mhm.
you would think of what it would be in that language. Like you think of the image and then the word instead of the image, your word for it in your language, and then translating it to
Yeah.
the language you're trying to learn,
Uh-huh.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. But this GMM Eikaiwa becomes really helpful because the teachers can correct your mistakes. And because if you're learning alone here in Japan, you don't have someone to tell you that you're making mistakes and you can't really actually learn from it. So I think this is a really helpful tool when learning a language.
Yeah, DMM is also really great just because there's such a variety of teachers as well.
Mhm.
And for the student, you can get so many different kinds of like accents if you're learning like with native English speakers. Yeah, so you can listen, like even in America alone, you would know like just depending on where you're living, people have
Yeah.
a different accent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, So it's great for that. You can see where the teachers come. And also the levels of the teacher as well. You'll probably get a more authentic, realistic conversation with somebody on this platform than you might with maybe I don't know, like a teacher at a school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because they're speaking maybe at their natural speed with their natural accent,
Yeah, the Japanese textbooks are really weird because the first thing we learn is student A saying, "How are you?" and student B saying, "I'm fine, thank you, and you?" We never really, the native speakers don't really use that conversation.
So true.
Yeah, so
That's
it's really different from learning from a textbook or from learning from a real conversation.
Yeah. I know something that my students also ask, especially if their English is they can communicate with me very easily. They want to know a more natural way of saying something. We'll use the material that we have on DMM, but then they'll also say, is this natural? Is this idiom used? Can you give me a more natural example? And then we do. Yeah. So they have formal and informal or more natural, not natural. Yeah.
That's the most beneficial thing about this online learning.
Yeah, I think so. And also it's just convenient in terms of you can just kind of pick the time you want to learn for your own schedule. It's very good for both
It's
teacher
really
and
weird because I'm in Japan and you're in Thailand right now, and we're having this conversation.
I know, it's crazy. I've even had students who are in Italy or Spain,
Wow.
and I'm over here. The time difference is completely different, but it works, you know? Yes, I think one thing is for people who are learning English, just to maybe relax a little bit and don't be so hard on yourself when you're making a mistake or if you make a mistake, because that's part of the learning process, you know? I always like to encourage my students, if you make a mistake, it's good because then I can give you a correction and you can learn and then you don't make the mistake again after practice. It's a good thing, it's the learning process. And I guess try to, kind of spice up your learning process. If you feel like you've hit a wall, venture out, explore, and do something a little different or learn in a different style than what you've been or how you've been learning. Yeah.
There's always tons of methods and supplies in this world. So you don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to force yourself to one method. Yeah.
Exactly. Because what works for someone may not work for somebody else. So you just have to keep searching around and find what works for you, essentially. Well, it was lovely meeting you today.
Thank you so much. It was really fun.
Okay, well, take care.
You too.
I'll just sign out then.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. はい、いかがでしたでしょうか。やっぱりナミ先生、ナミも言っていたようにミスを恐れないことですね。ミスをしてこそ学べると思うので、ミスを恐れずむしろ楽しむ感じで、この DMM 英会話チャレンジしてほしいなと思います。でこの DMM のいいところはスカイプじゃなくてもう DMM 自身の英会話ライブという機能を使っていろいろ画面をシェアしたりとかいろんな機能がついているということなので、ぜひ皆さんも試してみてください。実際にナミ先生も DMM 英会話にいるので、もしこの動画を見てナミ先生とナミちゃんと喋りたいと思った方はぜひぜひ探してみてください。Okay, so if you like this video, if you learned something new today, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. もし今日の動画が楽しかった、新しいことを学んだという方はぜひグッドボタンとチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。その他毎日 Twitter とか Instagram で英会話について更新しているので、ぜひぜひそちらもフォローよろしくお願いします。下にリンク貼っておきます。それでは I'll see you guys on my next video. See ya! Thanks for watching!
Yes.
Did I press the record button? I'm getting really afraid. Can I check once? Okay.
Yes.
Oh no! I'm freaking out. Oh, wait, do I still have time? Wait.
We have about
DMM 英会話.
25?
Oh, do we have 25?
Yeah.
Oh,
let us have an hour.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wait. Can I? Okay, I'm so sorry. This was a rehearsal. Okay. Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so stupid. Oh my god.
No, it's fine. It happens. Yeah, this is your first one, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Brush up a little bit. Let me fluff my bun.